Hello, welcome to NOLA Stamping, and today we're going to be making a fun little owl card with the stamp of the month. Okay, so we're going to first get our pieces and parts together. So I'm using the Journey cardstock. So we're going to need to cut two pieces, one that's 3 inches by 3 inches, and another one that's 2.5 inches wide by 1.25 inches tall. Next, we're going to need some white daisy cardstock. So you're going to need a A2 card base. If you don't have that, you can use the white daisy. And then we're going to need a piece that's 2 3/4 inch by 2 3/4 inch. It's going to pair up with the Journey. And one that's 2 1/4 inches by 1 inch. And that's also going to pair up with the other piece of Journey cardstock. And then for the last bit of paper that we need, I use the Good Life paper. You just need something with a nice, like, dotted, like the dotted pattern or a pattern. I really liked the Good Life using the kind of pattern papers, the texture paper that I hadn't used. So for this, we're going to need a piece that's 4 inches by 4 inches. And then for the accents, it's going to be a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. So we're going to take the 4x4 and just rotate it to make a diamond and center it on your paper trimmer. And I always put the blade down in the middle and then go side to side so that it doesn't crumple up the edges. Now it's time for stamping. So this is the stamp of the month for October 2023. And you'll see that I've used the set a bunch already. It's about halfway through the month for me. I really love these adorable little owls. It does come with a die set, but for the thing that we're doing today, you're not going to need the die set at all. So I'm going to grab some blocks that are about the same size as the stamp. It really does make a difference when you're stamping to get the block size as close as possible to the stamp size. Like, you don't want anything flopping over on the edges, but when you're stamping in an area, it's a lot easier if the block is about the same size. And it's less problems with like impressions and stuff like that. So you'll notice that I seasoned the owl stamp. I hadn't used that one yet. So I just used an eraser and then just rubbed it on my forearm so that anything left in the manufacturing process got like just squished out so that it'll make a good impression. So I'm going to use mocha ink for both of these, and it'll be a nice like dark brown sort of ink. You'll notice that when I go in to stamp, I slide it along the ink first, and then I tap, tap, tap right before I stamp. And so what that does is it makes sure that there's ink coverage all over the owl. And then when you tap, 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 it sort of like evens out the amount of ink that's on there. So that really makes for a good impression whenever you are stamping. So the sentiments, I've already stamped with that before, so I don't need to season it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and, ink it up, sliding it through the ink, and then tap, 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 and then stamp it onto the little sheet of white daisy. So one of the things I love about using colored pencils to color in my stamped images is that you don't have to worry about, like, inks blending with each other or smushing the different kinds of inks and any of that kind of stuff. Like the colored pencils, you just go in and color in the image, and everything just kind of comes together so quickly and easily. Not as quickly as as the video, because I have sped this up. But so I wanted to show you, I'm using some new colored pencils from Close to My Heart. They are not watercolor pencils, but they are just like a regular kind of colored pencil. They're made by Spectrum Noir, who makes like several different kinds of art supplies. So I think they're pretty high quality. And the really cool thing that I like about them is that the more you layer it, the colors on top of each other, the more color and graduation you kind of get with the colored pencils. Like it just seems to blend together like very nicely. So I went through, I colored my little owl like a nice tan brownie color. And then I made sure to leave a little shadow around where the scarf is, and anywhere there was like a line from the stamping. And then I colored in his little hat, the little toque, and the scarf. And then I'm taking my clear shimmer pen, and I'm just gonna like it. I go over it. It doesn't have water in the pen. It's got like a glittery sort of substance, and you can just sort of go over the colors, and it just sort of blends everything together. It's not like water. I'm not exactly sure what that magic potion is, but it's kind of nice because like once everything is layered using those colored pencils, which if you like the way that the colored pencils look, definitely stop there. But I like that it gives it a little bit of sparkle and shine, and it sort of blends all of those layers together. And then you can just move the ink to the edges to do even better with that the shadows. So we're going to pull out that Journey cardstock again. So we're putting the 2 3/4 inch by 2 3/4 inch white daisy colored square with the owl on top of the true color of the Journey. So that's the darker side of the cardstock. And I'm using the shaker packs. All come with so many extra foam dots. It is fantastic. So I use those for foam dots all the time. And I put down my owl first without like looking at the corners. And I accidentally got it too far up. So I'm just using my paper crafting tool. I just popped it up. I just put the thing in there and then tilted it up. And then I was able to place it in the correct spot, and nobody will be the wiser. So that's another reason why I love that paper crafting tool. And now I'm just taking my eraser and then cleaning up any of the edges, any place there's like a little spot or anything. And then I'm using my white gel roller pen, the opaque white jelly pen, and I'm just doing a couple little dots, couple little lines on the scarf and on the little hat, just so that it looks a little, I don't know, snowy and fun. The white gel pen just gives it a little bit of a touch. I think it's a subtle thing, but I kind of like how it ends up looking. So we're gonna pop up the thanks for Owl You Do off of the card. So that means that we don't want to use 3D foam to attach the sentiment to the frame. So I just used a tape runner and put that both together. Okay, so let's put the rest of the card together. So that's my A2 card base. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put the 2 triangle pieces from the 4x4. And I'm just using some liquid adhesive because I had it on my desk. And I kind of like that you can sort of squish things into place with the liquid adhesive. So I knew that I was going to want a nice corner frame, and I knew that it'd be like a little difficult with the triangles. So using the liquid adhesive, it's a little forgiving. So I'm going to turn my card upside down and try and match that same border that I did on the other side. And I just sort of squished it into place. So I took a piece of the Good Life, that corrugated, whatever that is supposed to be, texture, And I just cut a 1/4 inch of it off of the whole entire sheet. And I'm matching up the edge, and I just trimmed it off with my scissors real quick. And then that way the edge sort of just matches up exactly. But for the other side, I want to do the same sort of thing. So I'm using my ruler. I used a pencil. I couldn't see the pencil mark because everything's all gray and blue and the same colors. So I ended up having to go back and take the ruler again. I'm just taking another piece of that magnetic T-square ruler, and then I'm using a darker pen to just draw a line next to where the ruler was, and then I'm just making sure to cut off all of the line, and then match that up, and that worked out perfectly. So I'm just trimming off the edge, and then this is where my little liquid adhesive is going to come in so handy. It does have that little spigot on it, so it just puts out a little bit of glue, but I can just squish that small little piece into the exact spot that it needs to be. So I like that. And then I'm going to do that same thing over on this side, where I use the ruler and cut off the edge. And we're just taking the liquid adhesive and popping that back on there, just so that it matches. And I really liked how this looked with the owl. So I'm going to try and match the right-hand side and the top side for the owl. And before I put everything down, I just sort of want to like go through and check the placement and see if there's something that I like better. I just do this so that I know that what I have is going to be the best. So I'm using the liquid adhesive again, and I'm just going to glue it straight down to the front of the card. And I just made sure to match the right-hand side and the top side, so that frame was about the same. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going back to those shaker little 3D foam squares, and I want to pop up the "Thanks for Owl You Do," but then I was like, oh, it looks so good right there. So I'm going to take 3 more pieces of the foam, and then I'm going to pop up so that it goes on top of the already popped up thing. So it will be a little bit thicker on the card, but I think that it'll look really great with the owl just sort of sitting on the "Thanks for Owl You Do." You know, I think it just kind of looks really cute all together. So now all we need to do is embellish, and the best embellishment is a googly eye. So these are googly eyes that I'd gotten a whole big pack of, I don't know how many years ago. So I'm surprised that the adhesive still sticks. But I tried to find googly eyes that are about the size of the little sleeping owl's eyes. And I picked that size, and I peeled the little backs off. You can also get like non-adhesive googly eyes, and I could have glued them on, but that works also. But the adhesive ones are pretty good, but they've been sitting for a while, so the adhesive isn't the greatest. But I kind of love how goofy that little owl looks. So I'm just going to add the rest of my embellishments. I have some Journey enamel dots from Close to My Heart, so it matches that Journey color. That's the color of the year. And I am going to go gung-ho crazy with the embellishments. You know, if it's got googly eyes, there's nothing that is more overboard than the googly eyes. So I'm putting a couple of little hearts by the thanks sentiment, and then I'm using the clear carrier sheet to just sort of decide where I want the different enamel dots. And one of the things that I really love about Close to My Heart's enamel dots is that you can, not only do you use the clear carrier to kind of decide where you want it on the card without, having to commit too much, but you can also like they stick really well after you push them down, and sort of set them for a little bit. But like if you're doing it right away, you can usually move things a little bit. So at the last minute, I decided I wanted another little strip, and I really like how that little strip looks. So I'm doing the same thing that I did with the 1/4 inch pieces, but it's a 1/2 inch piece instead. So you could use a zip strip or something if you wanted a different kind of texture on it. But I cut off the edge and then I drew the line. I'm cutting off that little piece, and then I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive and put that down again. And it's kind of nice. I thought it was a nice little, it sort of repeats the same pattern. And I thought there was like a little bear down in the lower corner, because the owl is so prominent in the upper right hand corner. So it just sort of fills in that space. And I think it really pulls the card together, like it repeats the pattern and it breaks up that space that was there. I was trying a couple other little things. I decided, nope, this was it. This is good. Sometimes you just have to finish and let it go. And I think that this is pretty successful. I love the little googly eyes on this little owl. Well, I hope you've enjoyed making this card along with me with using the stamp of the month this month. And I hope it inspires you to make something of your own. And don't forget to stay crafty.